Hey guys, this is Jay Calderon with Jay Unboxing here, giving you a personal prediction for Terence Crawford versus Shawn Porter. And as always, this is just my take. Your prediction can be left down in the comments section below. Would love to hear them all. Little bit of fight info here. We have welterweight titleist Terence Crawford taking on Shawn Porter. This will be at the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada, airing live on pay-per-view, of course, at the welterweight limit, with Crawford's portion of the welterweight crown on the line. Easily one of the best fights of the year on paper. Whether or not it lives up to the hype is another story. Still, you have a solid showdown with an undefeated welterweight titleist in Crawford taking on the always resilient and ready for that action Shawn Porter. Going to be hard to mess this one up. Could be the last shot at the top for Porter and could be the biggest win of Crawford's career if he pulls it off. So a lot is on the line in this one. So without much more of my silly ramblings, let's get down to this one. Now, for Crawford to win, I think he needs to control the distance and space of the fight. Porter can bum rush. Porter likes to do so. He can box from the outside at times. He has some underrated skills in that regard. But for the most part, he's looking to charge forward, make it a fight, and beat you up. Crawford has to avoid that by controlling the distance and space of this fight, using that jab, switching stances at time to kind of befuddle and confuse Porter and keep Porter on the outside. The more skilled of the two, in my opinion, in terms of a boxing match, is Crawford. And the more he can keep it that by using that jab for distance and making sure his movement is creating the space he needs, the better chance he has of winning this fight. I would also say throw the lead backhand with force. Yes, the jab is going to work for you, and you're going to want to throw that jab again, especially for distance and space. But if you're quick in throwing that backhand out, whether it's from the orthodox or southpaw stance, as Crawford is known to switch, I think it's going to throw the pattern and rhythm off for Porter, who might be trying to charge in. Opponents in the past have had success doing that. For example, someone like a Kell Brook, when he was throwing just the lead backhand, it threw off the rhythm of Porter, who usually times jabs more than anything else, and this could have great success for Crawford. Finally, make Porter pay on the inside. When he does get in, and he will because he is a resilient guy, Crawford needs to fight him, and he needs to make sure he pays so that it forces him to think twice about coming in the first place. This could be body shots, could be uppercuts. It could just be holding your own and being a physically strong guy, which Crawford certainly is. Porter might be the stronger of the two, but if the fresher Crawford is making him work on the inside, it could still be something that pays dividends as the fight progresses. And Crawford is going to want to make sure he does that consistently enough so that he's able to get the work and he wants to, probably more from a distance that is not so close. Now, for Porter to win, I think he needs to look to push Crawford backwards. Naturally, I think that's going to be the best chance he has in this fight. He's not likely to win a boxing match. Of course, Crawford is a very good fighter, and he's going to do well fighting backwards at times as well. But if you don't give him the time to set up those shots, if you're pushing forward with a lot of force and you're making this more of a dogfight than it is a boxing match, if you're Porter, you have the best chance of winning the fight by doing that. And I think that's going to be key to whether or not he has any success in this contest. I would also say land the right hand to the body. It's going to be hard to hit Crawford upstairs. He's an elusive guy. And yes, you can do it, but it's more difficult. Obviously, the bigger target is always the body. If you're trying to slow a boxer down who might try to move at times, especially if you're someone like Porter, the best chance you're going to have of doing that is attacking the body. And if you can land that right hand with some force from time to time, it might do a number of things for you. Slow him down a little bit, push him back a little bit, make him have to fight you more, which gives Porter his best chance in this contest. And finally, use head movement to get inside. If you're just coming in on a straight line against a fighter who is as skilled and crafty as Crawford, you might have some trouble in this one. Porter is known for having some herky-jerky movement. He will use some head movement in there as well to get that done, but he needs to be more consistent with that in this fight. The more straight lines he uses for his entry, the more trouble he's going to find himself in when Crawford tries to use more of his counter-punching skills. That will be trouble for Porter. He needs to use a bit more head movement, be a little more nuanced when he approaches coming inside and trying to fight Crawford more than box him. As it pertains to my pick here, Porter is going to have to make this a fight. That's just what he does. However, Crawford is one of the rare fighters that seems to have both high-level skills and legitimate dog in him, and it's going to make it very difficult for Porter to have success. Porter will have his moments early on, but as Crawford gains more control of the fight and figures out Porter's timing and rhythm, he begins to make him back up with left hands, and he's going to probably do so a lot with that southpaw position. While Porter will keep fighting, Crawford will set those traps and land the shots that put Porter down, which has been done before. What will be unique in this fight, I think, is that Crawford is going to be the man skilled enough, with enough dog in him, to finish off the job. Crawford via late stoppage. Now, the betting odds for this fight are a little bit interesting, to some degree anyway. You have Crawford as a very clear favorite here at a minus 650, with Porter coming in at a plus 410. So, again, they're not particularly close, even though I think the fight actually is a lot closer than some people might suggest, whether or not Crawford actually wins, and I do believe he will. Could be some interesting money if you're a Porter believer that he might actually be able to pull this off, and you have a decent money line bet there. With Crawford, I don't see a lot of value in a straight up bet. You'd be better pressed trying to find something like an over under that maybe is a little bit later, because I could very easily see, if Crawford does what I think he can do in this fight, I can see the Nebraska native perhaps stopping him in that 10th, 11th, or 12th round. If you can find a good over-under that you believe in, that might be a decent bet to lay down. Again, nothing huge, but something that at least keeps it interesting in that respect, and gives you a chance to sort of bet on Crawford in this one, because I just don't see a lot of value in that money line for the American. In any event, my prediction record heading into the weekend is 41-16-3 with 12 exact. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments section below. We'd love to hear all your thoughts. Do you think Porter pulls off the upset, or can Crawford be the first man to stop Porter? I'd love to hear your thoughts on those particular questions. Also, let me know all your predictions, bets, so on and so forth. Please be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and follow. Of course, also, we'll have a link in the description box for a piece I wrote on Terence Crawford as he heads into this very important Shawn Porter fight. Love if you clicked that and gave that a read as well. Please be sure to follow me on Twitter at jcalderon_JOB, and you can email me at junboxing@gmail.com. Love to hear from you there. Also, be sure to check out junboxing.com for schedule, results, betting odds, all that good stuff. And as always, until next time.